That didn't even work. Why is that here, bro? Hey, 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 yeah, hey, yeah, what, hey, yeah, what, hey, yeah, what, hey, yeah, what, hey. I said, hey, 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 hey. Say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Copy link. We're gonna go on Discord and we're gonna share some audio. And I'm feeling audio. I'm feeling like a king. Cause I'm feeling pristine. Back with big back streams. And you about to see me feed. I'm feeling like a gang Greek. Back in the building. And then I got drunk again. Put my heart to the ceiling. And I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know where to go. And I just wanted to be strong. But I felt my heart getting cold, cold. And I don't know where to be. And I don't know I'm the king. And I'm feeling like the king, Riri. And I don't know what about me. But I feel pristine. And I got to be the king. Okay, so here's the problem. I fucked up. I couldn't think of like a specific food, so I kind of just went with an old classic. I know some of y'all gonna be disappointed. I apologize in advance, but life is not full of consistency. Plus, it's been a while since I've eaten it, so I felt like it was okay. So we got some Mickey's. Get the Mickey's. Draker Kendrick. Fuck. I think if we're talking about the battle, then Kendrick, obviously. If we're talking about music in general, yeah, it's a little bit more even. But I probably would say overall still Kendrick. There's a decent number of Drake songs I do like. I do like some Drake songs. Damn, they really packed this bitch. Okay. I'm concerned because the fries may not be cold. I like it enough. Do you speak Spanish, brother? I don't speak it, but I have been doing Duolingo recently. Well, I won't say recently. It's probably been about a little bit over a year. I've been using Duolingo to learn Spanish. I won't say I'm great at it by any means. I can pick up basic Spanish words. I'll say that. So, the meal in question is the Mickey D fries. One snack wrap. Two snack wrap. Oh God, give me a problem. Okay, I'm about to say. One apple pie. Two apple pie. I realize it's not gonna show, but like here, you can kind of see them, kind of. Gravity's gonna take this out, buddy. And then to finish off, yeah, I figured, hey, look, it's all good. It's a learning experience. And then a double Filet-O-Fish. Let me see if I can do this a little bit. Unfortunately, you can't see the snack wraps underneath. Just gotta do that. Let's do that. That kind of works. So, how's everybody doing on this fine Friday? The good news is the fries are not straight out salty. I was very concerned they were going to be just salty and I was going to get pissed. There's alright. How you guys doing though? Enjoying your Friday, ready for the weekend? This weekend should be long if you're in school because Labor Day is Monday, and for most people, especially if you're in school, you get that off. So that is indeed something to look forward to. I wonder if we'll ever have a holiday where everybody's off. Because as much as I would like to say that's Christmas, I don't think everybody's off on Christmas. How am I gonna give you a fry? I just do this. Eat the fry. Eat all the fries. Fry POV. Fry POV, man. I know the joy of a mukbang, and so you guys don't have to deal with the pain that comes. Well, actually, what I should say, the obesity that comes from it gets your fix to a degree, and you don't gain any weight. But I gain weight, so I suffer for your entertainment. So I hope you enjoy that. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm relatively tired, bro. In all honesty, I could have took another nap. If I took one, then my sister came over here, and I feel like I need another one. I really feel like I need another one, but it's okay. We're gonna go to the gym and work this off, so it's all good. There's a right one. What's my favorite holiday? Oh, Christmas. The blue lid is the fish. Yeah, this is the fish fillet. This is the double fish fillet, or filet of fish. Oh no, this is like acid. It's cold. That's why I'm eating these first. It's the rule. Every time you get McDonald's, no matter what you're doing, you gotta eat the fries first. Even they could be piping hot, you still eat the fries first. Because if you don't eat the fries first, yo, enjoy the fry. Enjoy the fry. I might do that. I don't know if you guys like that as a thing. It seems a little bit weird. We're doing all right. Today is payday, but of course, bills are due on the 1st, so who gives a fuck? I don't know how you guys feel about that shit, but whether it's rent or a mortgage, the first check always kind of hold because sharing is caring. Damn, I'm a fucking slop. I'm gonna have to clean this floor afterwards. But the first check of the month is always the worst one, or the last check of the month is the worst one, because what happens immediately rather, oh, you have to give it to the man, to live. Just like I call McDonald's, you subscribe. I appreciate it. I've had Arby's. I was debating Zaxby's. I want you to know that. What's up, armpit? I debated.
On the website my.clevelandclinic.org, they say, lymph nodes are located throughout your body, including your armpits. They contain white blood cells.
Hey, Google. Stop. The fuck was that? I need to turn off the mic. So to give context, I have a Google Nest behind me. And as a result, I think it sometimes pick up something that sounds like I'm saying. Look at it. I see your mic. I see the mic thing moving. You think you slick. Essentially, if you say a key phrase, it'll act like you're talking to it and then be like, hey, what are you asking? Oh, well, this is what I heard you say, so this is what we're talking about. And I'm just like, bruh. Also, thank you, Liam. I appreciate it, buddy. Especially when all we're doing is just chilling and shooting the shit. Arby's half-pound roast beef sandwiches are delicious. It's not as good as the McDonald's Big Mac. And yes, Google Doc does the same, randomly answers me while I'm not talking to it. Exactly. Thank you, Liam. I appreciate the support, bro. We're just out here living life, entertaining, grinding, trying to make the most of the situations we in. But it's all good. Fun fact, these rides can get ruined. Oh, I got you, Lane. These rides can be easily ruined because McDonald's has a bad habit of doing like 4 different things. Either the fries are cold, the fries are too hot, the fries have too much salt on them, or they don't have not enough salt. I'm gonna be real with you. I think these lean towards more being too much salt, but not like holy shit. The good news is also I didn't eat really anything much today other than I think I had a banana this morning. And then I think I had some chips and some juice. What's my favorite food? I'm a really simple guy. I said if I ever get a wife, she's gonna be mad because I'm gonna be really easy to please in terms of what you should cook me. You can cook me burgers, hot dogs and beans, or the way I say it is hot dogs and poker beans, which I recognize is a very southern way of saying it. But that's what they are. It's a can of beans, some cut up hot dogs. And if you're being real nice, you put some rice in there too. Fun fact, I already have my lunch for tomorrow. It's fucking ribs. And so I think they say most people are either a sweet person or a sour person. I am absolutely a sweet person. So as a result, I didn't like these things. It's funny because all people make the stereotype that, oh, you obviously putting hot sauce on this shit, and I'm not. Absolutely not. I don't even like hot sauce. The only reason why I would have it in my house is because I know other people who come in this house like hot sauce. It's kind of the reason why I have mustard in my house. I don't like mustard. I like honey mustard, but I don't like mustard. But you know why mustard's in there? Because I have people who come over who like it. Have you tried the Cantina chicken bowl from Taco Bell? I have not. Fries are a very delicate thing. Fries are one of those things that if you don't eat, as soon as you get them things are whole. Which in some ways makes me think that we weren't meant to cook fries this way. Because in cooking them this way, it feels like we're just holding a ticking time bomb. Favorite holiday is probably Christmas. Christmas or Thanksgiving. Actually, it might be Thanksgiving. I haven't decided yet. I'm still thinking about it. What do you rate about McDonald's fries? Wrong. We're almost done with the fries, y'all. The fries are almost done. And your favorite thing to do when you're bored besides devices? My favorite thing to do when I'm bored? Sleep. Sleeping is king. But it's also because I don't do it as much as I probably should. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I'm more tired than I'm really letting on. Which is funny to say considering. So I have my options now. I have Dove Filet-O-Fish and then I have the 2 snack wraps and the 2 apple pies. I'm not excited about the apple pies because these bitches don't feel hot. And that kind of pisses me off. The way I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate between the pie and the snack wrap. So, yeah. That is the apple pie in question. You try, but it's good to tempting to let you sleep. Oh, of course. Also, I said I do this.
You're a nice person to talk to. I'm glad I met you.
You know, I was gonna turn off, but I feel like it might be more entertaining to leave it on and see what happens, what words it actually picks up. Um, that I would have to get up. And right now, when you're in the middle of eating, the last thing anyone wants to do is get up. Um, I normally would put out like a topic or such to talk about during this, and I definitely am going to do that. But I realize eating, I get a little bit too distracted with the food and the conversation. Also, the chat is really active today, so I'm trying to give you guys the undivided attention. You do Taco Bell's the next Friday video? I could. I think my biggest problem, and I think the reason why people would hate watching me eat things, I'm incredibly simple. I don't get like an extravagant taco. I get like a soft taco or maybe a taco supreme. I hate the way a Baja Blast tastes, bro. Baja Blast is ass. For me, anyway. I like Mountain Dew by itself. I just don't like Baja Blast. Also, Orange High C. Because for some reason, McDonald's said, we're not doing Fruit Punch High C anymore. Maybe one day Fruit Punch High C was too much. Or if it's a supply and demand thing. I try to be in your stream as much as possible on the weekends. Yeah, because tomorrow we're doing Pokemon. More Pokemon Coliseum, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to canteen a chicken ball. Lord. Wait, is Ducky gone? I'll see you later, Ducky. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Your stream is going to repeat. Pokemon, let's go. Absolutely. Absolutely. If I got big enough, I would do things like donation streams where like you guys, if you donate a certain amount, it would make me play a game that I don't want to play, but I would play because you guys donated. The problem is I don't think I have a big enough fan base to push that, so I think I tried to back in the day. It's not really worth it now. Oh. How long have I had these glasses? These particular glasses I've had since February. Now, if you're asking how long I've been wearing glasses in general, it's probably been since I was what, fourth or fifth grade. I've worn them for like the majority of my life. Actually, yeah, it is the majority of my life. Because fourth or fifth grade would have put me around like 9 or 10. Oh yeah. What pack are you going to open this weekend? Oh no, I'm not doing I don't do the TCG. I'm talking about Coliseum, the old GameCube game. That's what I'm playing. Alright, next up is the snack wrap. Let's see if they fumbled the bag. Oh wow, I don't like this. They're like fucking, I hate when they do shit like this. It gets really messy and somehow the cheese and lettuce end up on the outside of the bag instead of in the damn thing. Hold on. And I gotta be careful because sometimes they don't wrap this. The problem is you don't know the quality of McDonald's until you get it. And I wish they had given me the one that was closer to me, but they didn't. They gave me the one that's slightly further away, where it's incredibly hit and miss. So here is the snack wrap in all of its glory. I can eat these with ranch. I don't prefer to, but I can. But yeah. I love the way these things taste. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. You're too good. See you later, Liam. Thank you for coming. Have a good weekend. Peace. God damn. The chicken is good. The chicken is good. Yeah. You either go hard or you go big back. I'm gonna go big back. Be like it'd be like what are you gonna do, Miles? You gonna go to the gym or you gonna McDonald's? No, you're gonna go to the gym or you're gonna do CrossFit. Miles looks back and goes, nah, I think I'm gonna do my own thing. Grabs a big ass drink. And that was the origin of fat models. Although because there's like there's a fat fetish. Actually, I'd be curious who likes obese like fatness more. Is it men who like fat women more, or men who like fat women? Like men who like fat women, or women who like fat men? Although you gotta be careful because you got some feeders out there. The women and men who have a big fetish of making their partner or the person they're around who's obese fatter because their fetish is essentially a borderline thought of like eating and also inflation. And since inflation, the way you can see it sometimes in cartoons and shit, is like this almost this instantaneous thing. They had to do the slow process where it's like, I'm gonna make you fatter. I'm gonna throw more food in your mouth and more and more and more. This is a weird conversation to get onto, but this is where the mind wanders sometimes. Oh, the first glass you had when you were 6, Jesus. A 6-year-old, I imagine that must have been a pain in the ass. That means you were like in kindergarten. I have cheese on my thing. I gotta make sure this area is clean. When you live alone, this is what happens. Women prefer bigger men once they're older. I think it's because they associate big with muscle. I mean, I've heard women in recently be like, they want like dad bods in their guys, which are essentially guys who are like, they're obviously overweight, but it's not all fat. It's like 50-50-ish, where like it's a good chunk of muscle with obviously some obesity. And I think they do that is because then the girl is allowed to be fat herself to some degree and it feel okay. The problem is that we're all kind of lazy to some degree. So we want that leeway. And when you're with a partner who's much skinnier than you, you then either A, especially women, they'll either A, start feeling insecure about themselves, or B, feel like they're getting bullied into living a certain type of lifestyle. But I can understand. There's a difference between being healthy. See, the difference is when a guy's healthy, it kind of just naturally bleeds into like being physically fit and looking good and feeling good with a little bit of crossover into like muscular builtness. But when a woman is fit, that's kind of just it. But we can translate it into weightlifting. Not saying women won't do it. I'm just saying a lot of women don't do it. What's my favorite thing about McDonald's food-wise? Ooh. For a fast food joint, I think it's the variety of consistently good food. And some people are going to get mad when I say that. Consistently, McDonald's ain't never been consistent. I've always said this, that people like to rag on McDonald's because McDonald's sometimes makes it really easy to do that. But here's my thing. If McDonald's was as ass as it was, then Liam, you didn't leave. You didn't leave long enough for me to think that you were gone. But McDonald's is at least decent enough to maintain relevance. Because if McDonald's wasn't, and why even bother? At least in my opinion. If it wasn't, why even eat it? You eat it because it's good enough. That's what I'm saying. They have like consistently a good variety of food that's good. You got Egg McMuffins, you got hot cakes, you got hash browns, you got sausage biscuits. Damn. You got Big Macs, Quarter Pounders, McDoubles, fucking chicken sandwiches. That chicken sandwich is ridiculous. That chicken sandwich, the tenders, the nuggets, damn. Fish over. Oh, and then obviously the snack wraps, damn. And then you got, what am I missing? Oh, the fish, the filet-o-fishes, Damn. Then you got your apple pies. And then you got your, I think your strawberry cheesecake ones too. Damn. Cookies. Damn. McFlurries. Damn. Ice cream cones. Damn. Like shakes. Damn. Like it's a lot. They have like a consistent. You gonna fuck with something. You may only eat burgers from McDonald's. Cool. Go get a fish. Go get chicken. Grilled or fried. I don't really stream on Sundays because Sunday is my transition day. Because usually I'm getting ready for work, so Sundays aren't really meant for me to stream. Now, granted, I'm off Monday, so maybe. Even if I do it, it'd probably be a midday stream. It wouldn't be a night stream. But Saturday, besides, all my streams have playback, so it's not like if you don't see it, you lose it. I'll be here again. I'll be here again. Woo, ooh, ooh, ooh. I actually think that was well timed considering Liam just said he was going to leave. So being like, and I'll see you again. Everybody better get ready for fucking COVID season or flu season. Go ahead and get that shot, bro, because God knows I ain't trying to get caught up in the bullshit. This is the second apple pie. This is the final apple pie. I think I'm going to run into the problem I ran into last time, guys, where I cannot finish this. I'm very concerned. But we're going to grind it out, damn it. Because Mickey D's food, if you do not eat Mickey D's food when you first get it, it's like Little Caesars as pizza. You're kind of fucked. Which is kind of crazy that they literally put the spin on fast food by making it only taste the best when you get it out this restaurant. But here we are. Although I will say I think these can taste good. Slightly cooled off or hot. They taste good either way. But none of this shit's healthy. Spoiler. It's like, I'd probably say this is probably about 2,000 calories in total. I've never had jerk chicken. No, yep. How do I say that? Yacob, Al-Taib. Yacob Al-Taib. I had the fries first. Come on. The first rule of eating McDonald's is that you always eat the fries first. Otherwise, you're screwed. Hence why I ate the shit first. So, the fries are already gone. Exactly. You already knew what was up. Why you pressing me, bro? Why you pressing me? You knew how this was gonna go. It's McDonald's. If you do not eat the fries first, you might as well throw them in the trash. Because they're going to taste like ass afterwards anyway, so what the fuck? It's funny, because I've already been thinking about it. So, I'm a big fan of ASMR. I think I've said this before. I've been very tempted to do ASMR. Although I've learned over the years that field has gone insane in terms of popularity and in terms of getting in there, especially as a guy. Man, we try to hear no male ASMR streamers like that. The only thing I was tempted to do is possibly do like collection-based anime ASMR. Meaning I would pull something out of my collection and then do ASMR with it. But it was just a thought. All right, so the last things we have left are the snack wrap and the fish. And obviously, the drink. I like the aesthetic, man. It's a nice aesthetic. It's like a picture perfect moment. If you're watching this on your phone, if you're watching this on a tablet with like the whole 16:9 thing, then you're kind of screwed. But like, if you're watching this 9:16, looking. Yeah. With female rapper, I think it's the sexiest. Ooh. I think Nicki was really cute before fame. She's still okay, but I don't like her as much visually. I have a weakness for Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys, good God. And then I think I ran across her on TikTok like a year or two ago with her playing like One Piece OSTs. Not on the piano. Oh, man. I also think Rihanna aged really well. And then obviously people talk about Beyonce. My thing with Beyonce is, I find Beyonce attractive, but I'm not like, oh my God, Beyonce. Although I will say I think Beyonce is more attractive than Halle Berry, which may be controversial. I don't know how people feel about that. But for me personally, that's how I feel about it. Lauryn Hill is attractive. I just don't think she's my particular type. Like you got a girl. I don't know if anyone has this. You have a girl that you know is objectively attractive, but like just doesn't do anything for you. That's Lauryn Hill for me. Like the best I can say is that she's pretty, but like for me personally, it's one of those I can take it or leave it situations. They did not put this thing together right. I hate this shit. Hold on. Let to tighten this up. You know what makes me mad? They don't offer an option where I can put barbecue on this bitch. And don't ask me why I would want to put barbecue on this. It's me. TikTok, Alicia Keys don't even look old. And then I found out that dude Swiss Beats married her. I'm like, fuck you, Swiss. You fucking pimp. I hate you. I didn't see Alicia Keys in person. I'm talking about just like through videos and streams and stuff like that. But yeah. Fun fact. Of this entire little section here, only this part actually had the chicken on it. This is just fucking wasted tortilla, so I have to fold it in on itself so I can chomp it in. But for me personally, I don't know. I'm kind of past the point of like idolizing celebrities. Like I don't even really care about getting the autograph of like voice actors anymore. Alicia Keys is a home record. She stole Swiss Beats from someone else. She literally a baddie. Yo, what? I never looked too much into Alicia Keys' home life. That's like one of the things I try to avoid was getting too sucked into like celebrity drama. Because motherfuckers be way too worried about famous people's lives than their own lives. And bro, I ain't got no fucking money. I need some money. I ain't worried about bitches who got money, okay? Usher, I think, is slowly being viewed as more of a creep than he actually was, which is funny because I think a lot of R&B singers in that same little boat are being kind of suspect. Oh no, this is the crunchy part. This is the crunchy part. Ooh-wee. Uh-oh. Oh no. We getting fucked up. Oh, absolutely. Boondocks has unofficially become a timeless show if it wasn't already. I think it's just certified now that it's a timeless show. Oh my god. I don't know if you ever had this where y'all eat chicken. That made me cool. Like, you enjoying the chicken. The chicken is good. And then you hit that part of that chicken where the crispiness hits you. Man. That's this, boy. I hit the crispy chunk. Man. Diddy barely had a career as it is, bro. Diddy fucking didn't do anything after a while. I think more people know Diddy through the making the band stuff than they did his own music. The only song that even comes to mind for Diddy, for me, off the top of my head, was I think it's "I Need a Girl" Part 2. I think is what it is. Down, down, bow, down, bow, down, bow, 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 down, 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 bow, bow, bow. How to treat a man is what I need.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Fuck you, Google. Fuck you. Why don't you AI this dick, Google? Jesus. I've never had Raising Cane's, so I can't talk about it. Well, V, you're right. They do have more interesting lives. But the problem is you can go make your life more interesting. The problem is we don't want to do that. It's more entertaining. It's kind of like for example, I've been really into watching the rise and fall of like various figures, whether it's like YouTubers, famous people, rappers, whatever. I find that entertaining. Now that's not healthy either, but it's entertaining to watch these people you don't know fuck up their lives in such a catastrophic way that motherfuckers online are making a living out of documenting your failure. That shit's wild to me, bro. That Boogie2988 is a fat man who just played various characters on YouTube, and then people have now gone and made money off of just telling the story of how he fucked up and got divorced and got into debt and fake cancer and joined LOLCOW Live and shit. That fall is hilarious. Same thing with Low Tier God. This random dude who just had really bad anger management issues and was like a mediocre Street Fighter player. You got this whole saga of him peeing in bottles and shit. Him having a daughter that he doesn't claim. Him having an ex-girl that he got pregnant that he doesn't claim. Him lying about his age because he don't want motherfuckers to know that he's 40 years old. Still raging out on fucking Street Fighter in his room. I don't even know if this man has a house at this point. I think he's just living. I don't know. I haven't looked that deep into his floor. And then you look here, look, listen. Fucking Wings of Redemption, same thing. A fucking Call of Duty streamer who was like the first one to put out high quality Call of Duty videos. Then fucking kept raging and getting angry and getting too emotionally involved in shit. Then started lying and shit and started having like these meltdowns. Then wouldn't go and lose weight and get a real job, and then got trolled to hell and back. And somehow he is weirdly in a better position in his life now than he was like a couple years ago, which is he's married. But like it's the same thing. There's a bunch of fucking losers. Review Tech USA, I think is the one that fucks with me a lot, because Review Tech was probably one of the first one of these channels I knew about, because I watched the Blackbuster Critic and I remember the video he made about e-begging and how Rich was e-begging for a camera and shit. Like I remember that whole little saga. And I remember Rich was just trucking along, doing his news commentary videos and shit, and eventually blew up because he was consistent. But then I remember like nobody fucking likes Rich. Like Rich is one of those backpedaling motherfuckers who pretends like he's a big guy and he's tough and shit, and then he backpedals into like a bitch-made corner, and you could bully him into doing certain things. And once again, he's a grown man who gives way too much about other people's opinions. One of the things that that's the one thing I will say, looking at these like documentaries of their falls was very helpful for me, is that it was able to document their key issue. And the biggest thing about like YouTube people, specifically people who did like YouTube stuff, the thing that always fucked them up, they cared way too much about what other people think, and they were way too honest about shit that people didn't need to know. Rich would say something like, give me an example. People call Rich Dickards. Dickards, I think is how you pronounce it. Dickards. I'm gonna call you Dickards. Dickers. The reason why is because Rich told this story about a guy who was bullying him and gave him the nickname Dickards. So what did his trolls do? They took that nickname and they re-rotated it back into his YouTube space. But that only happened because Rich himself gave out that information like a dumbass. Why would you give that out when you already knew people were fucking with you? It's like, what was it? Wings of Redemption was playing Rainbow Six Siege and like Call of Duty and kept getting trolled. And all he had to do was either roll with the punches or try different games. The problem is he typecasted himself. YouTube is just like having like a movie or a music career. You can typecast yourself into certain songs, certain roles, or certain video types. Wings was mostly known for Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege. So those were the things that got him the most money. He also was way too open about, I need money. I want money. I just need a donation. Give me a donation. Give me a donation. Give me a donation. Give me a donation. So people were like, well, you don't really give a fuck about this as a job. And then he would openly get on stream, be like, and get on stream and be like, well, I'm just here to make some money for the day. Like, I don't really care about video games. I don't really like video games no more. I don't like any of this shit, bro. I just want to chill out. So to have that kind of attitude around people and expecting them to donate to you, which the kicker was, people were still donating to him. He was still making a pretty decent salary just off of YouTube. But like then he got trolled to hell and back because people just didn't like how much of an asshole he was. He was a dickhead and he fucking was selfish and mean about everything. And of course he got the last laugh because he paid off his fucking house. Even when all that happened, him being a piece of shit, guess what happened? Still was able to pay off his fucking house. I don't know about the sound, but for it, that might have been too much to eat. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I might hold this for later. I think I'm playing a dangerous game. I think I'm gonna respect the fish and be like, hey, we'll look at it though. Yeah, it looked good. No. It looks good, but I'm afraid if I go for it, I'm gonna get fucked up. I'm already kind of fucked up now. This is gonna be a dangerous thing. The itis is gonna take me the fuck out, so we're not gonna play that game. Thanks, Jackson. Yeah, Phil's been around on YouTube for years too. What the fuck is this? You started streaming while I had a few minutes of my shit. The fuck? I wanted to inconvenience you, bro. I wanted to inconvenience the fuck out of you. But I think that's an interesting lesson. Watching anything for too long can be dangerous. What was Boogie's downfall? Never mind. Never really watched him, but I knew he was big around that time. It technically YouTube so that adpocalypse fucked up a lot of edgy content creators. If you were making like really dark or really like sketchy subject matter type videos, which the content was still good, but YouTube stopped putting ads on those videos. So that means even if you make, like a lot of his Francis videos got demonetized, so he couldn't make money off them. And so of course he's less motivated to make Francis videos, which is unfortunately is the main draw of his channel. So as a result, what he really should have done is he should have just took the L and kept making the content, because then you would have maintained a fan base while also slowly introducing new content. The thing I think a lot of YouTubers don't realize is that you can transition from one thing to another, but you need to do that while still doing the thing that got you popular, which is what people get mad about. Oh, I don't like doing these things. That was where ViewTech was doing. I don't like doing news articles. I want to make music. Your music was ass. I think even if you went and looked up his he did Fake Cancer. That's the more recent stuff. I'm talking about back in the day when he first got popular. He lost his wife, he got divorced, then he started streaming on Twitch more, and people started realizing that his image wasn't matching up. That's the other thing. You gotta be consistent on both platforms. If you're gonna stream and do scripted videos, the energy has to be the same. Now I think McJuggernuggets did a decent job of being that way, where it was obvious after the Psycho series ended that he was a dude who just did film type content. Like, he made different stories and movies and creators. I actually followed a lot of McJuggernuggets stuff all the way up to probably almost today, where he's doing that whole live stream of the survival camp thing with an old dude. I forget the dude's name. Jesse's always made stuff that I cared about. A lot of people stopped watching Jesse after the whole Psycho Kid shoots his father thing, like pretty much the end of the Psycho series. But some of his other stuff, like the Christmas one he did, I think some of his other stuff was actually generally good. I just don't think it got as popular because once you know the shit's scripted, it kind of takes half of the magic of McJuggernuggets stuff was the fact that there was no consistent air of it actually being true and real, because what it required was insane. Like, when you look at what his family did for him, his mother, his brother, his girlfriend, his dad, all had to like create a narrative in half of reality and half in fiction to like create this narrative that everyone thought was real, like to the point where they thought Jesse was going insane and his dad was doing crazy shit and he really did kill his father and he ran off to Switzerland. Like, the shit got crazy, but half of the appeal of that crap was the fact that it was that I couldn't tell if it was real or for fake. But I think he still did good story stuff even after that. Boogie, unfortunately, is a dude who was mostly known for one thing. Did he have gaming news videos and topic videos that he made that people cared about? Sure. But the people who came to his channel in droves were the Francis videos, because freak out content was really popular. If anyone remembers Waffle Pone, the kid who had his freak out and he shoved the remote up his ass, same thing. The freak out genre was like a whole thing that was just straight out entertaining. I still like watching those videos because I think they're funny or they're just fun to watch. The problem is it's typecasting. You get caught in that, so that's all you ever do. And that's what happened. Boogie was the guy who was only really known for Francis, and his Francis videos were the most popular. So when you can't do Francis videos anymore because they don't make money, and your mask is slipping, and people are starting to realize how really, I'm gonna be real with you. Boogie is just a degenerate who can portray himself as a functional human being. Like all degenerates. Well, not all. A lot of degenerates are like that. We pretend to be perfectly okay and normal and shit, and then you turn, the curtain comes up, and all of a sudden he's got no pants on and a sign that says "suck here," pointing to his nether regions. That's just the reality of it all. And that's kind of what like when Boogie talks about his life, about how his parents died at young ages, and his parents died, and he was an orphan, he had to kind of grind out things himself, he's sad and obese. People don't just get that fat for no fucking reason. It's because the lives are fucked up. And then he somehow found a woman that cared about him, but of course they ran into the same problem a lot of overweight couples do when he got the surgery to lose weight. All of a fucking sudden, they just don't, their relationship stops working. And like, yeah, because it was probably toxic from the beginning. There's a lot of like subtleties to the human mind and emotions that always come up. That remains to be interesting to me. That's probably why I like these fall videos, because it gives me kind of a guideline of what not to do when it comes to like doing this stuff. Never saying this will be a main career, because one, I'm 34, and two, I don't think I want to be the guy who's making 1 million views on every single video he puts out. I think the best thing about this, it's a side hustle, because I see what it does to people who do it as a career. But it's also a conversation of being able to like adapt and change to a changing market. Which is why, because I have friends who want to do this as like a job. Actually, most kids nowadays want to do some type of social media as a job because then they're their own boss and they don't have to be responsible for going to work on time and this, that, and the third. People look at social media as like a gold mine. And to be fair, it kind of was, especially depending on what time you got into it. Like if you got into it around 2007 to 2012, in a lot of ways, that was the gold rush. That was when genres and specific types of content weren't locked the fuck in. Meaning, if you were decent enough, you didn't have to be amazing. You just had to be decent enough and entertaining enough. You could blow up like crazy, even with your content being mediocre as fuck. Think about what review tech style had not changed in over a decade. But he was the first one to do this kind of content consistently. And actually, two, he was just fucking consistent. When you look at what Rich's videos are you sitting down and recording about 10 minutes worth of audio with very minimal editing or anything being done to it. And then maybe you put some game footage on top of it. In most cases, he's not even getting like the article he's reading off of to like put on the screen. He might do that sometimes, but mostly it's just literally commentary while talking about a topic. That's not hard. It's not even like creative. It's really fucking basic. But when it comes to stuff like that, it's just generally just, hey, I'm gonna regurgitate the news to you so you don't have to go read anything. People don't care because his videos are only gonna be relevant for like a very small period of time. So that's the difference people don't bring up. If you make a really quality good video, that video will be entertaining forever. But if you make a mediocre video that's only goal is just to be, I want the money now, that means that your video will be interesting for about maybe a few weeks, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe a month if you're lucky, and then no one will care and we'll jump to the next video. Especially when you're a news tuber, because that means every time you put out a video, it's all about the latest thing, the latest news, the latest events. We don't give a fuck about the minutia. I want the newest news now. The newest news now. The newest news. The newest of new news now. That alliteration. Alliteration go crazy, yo. Sorry. Do you think it's okay to live with your parents even if you're in your 20s? Yeah. In today's economy and the way things are going, your parents being supportive enough to let you stay at home without charging you like rent, that is very, very important. And as a result, what you have to you got to realize that's your only chance to stack money. That is the best chance you have at stacking money. If your mom says you can stay in this house until you get your degree, that means you have until you're 25. If we're lucky, mind you. Somewhere between 23, 25, depending on when you go to school. Dude, grind that school out and get a part-time job and just stack that money. Because even if you get the degree, there's no guarantee you're going to get a job as soon as that degree hits. So as a result, stack some side money. So by the time you finish out those 4 years, boom, you at least got enough to get your own place. And if your parents are on that, oh, you got to get the fuck out now. You have to find a way to stand out to be a YouTuber. I don't even think you really need to stand out. I mean, I think if you're good enough, you can get a modest following and enjoy a modicum of success and be happy. People are always trying to shoot to be millionaires, and some people reach it, but a lot of people will never reach it. A lot of people will never be that fucking successful. So in knowing that, don't always just try to shoot for the stars. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow your dreams, but let's be realistic here. A lot of people will not make the money they want to make. The money they're quote unquote manifesting, right? I'm manifesting these finances. I'm manifesting these numbers. Yeah, but there's no guarantee you will actually hit those numbers or even get close to those numbers. I think the best thing about YouTube and Twitch is like a side hustle. You do it as like a side thing. You make content, you do streams, And if you get a good day where you get like a lot of donations or whatever the fuck, cool. But if you don't, you don't. It's not the worst thing in the fucking world. But yeah, to answer that first question, it is perfectly fine to be at home in your 20s. I didn't move out until I was 30. 30? No, 30. I moved out in 2022, so it's been 3 years. I moved out when I was 30. 33? 33. My brain's cutting off. What the fuck? Wait, hold on. 23 years ago? I was 31. So I was 30. No, why am I fucking? Yeah, I was 31. I was already 30 and about to turn 31. So I technically bought my house before I turned 31, but I was 31 when I moved into the house. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. Some people are good. Hey, Kuro. Some people are better at that kind of stuff than others. Some people can move out of their houses at 17, 18, 19. That doesn't make you feel any worse than moving out at 26, 27, 28, 29. Hell, half of the friends I have online don't live on their own. I think if I took the pot, for example, I think Nessa doesn't live alone. KG doesn't live alone. TSS doesn't live alone. Rachel doesn't live alone. Amy didn't live alone. Alexa probably does. Well, I know she lives with her man. A lot of us don't. The only people who I think live alone is like me, Dean, Tyrone, and I guess Polly kind of. But everyone else lives with somebody. That's why I have these moments, and I've talked about it with them before. Like, there are pros and cons to each of this stuff, right? Living on your own is a beautiful and great thing, but human beings are social creatures. So of course, like any other human being, I go through bouts of being like, damn, it's really fucking quiet in here. It's really fucking lonely in here. Them first few weeks, them first few months of living by myself when I moved out in 22 were rough because I already had a bad amount of anxiety. But I'm now in this house by myself, away from my mom, my sister, people I've been around for decades at this point. And it's just me. It's me in this fucking house in the dark by myself. I'm not even saying I'm more used to it now. I've just kind of, eventually, human beings have the ability to adjust to situations. But the beginning of that adjustment period is the worst thing in the fucking world, bro. It's so fucking, even now, this is not like ideal. I'm sitting in the kitchen by myself talking to you guys who can't talk back to me in the fucking, and the lights are down. Like it's nighttime. It's like almost 8 o'clock here. And then some point you're just like, which is why people be looking for girlfriends and boyfriends to kind of fill in that void of loneliness. Or you start inviting friends over because you start getting paranoid and stressed out. We need that motherfucking peace. It's just that, sometimes we don't get it. And that part is what really fucking sucks. Some people, and so it also depends on the kind of person you are. Like for someone like me, I think I enjoy having quiet more than I enjoy having noise. But the times I do want noise is when it really fucks with me because it's so out of character for me in the first place. Like this is fine. I'm fine with this. But then it'll get to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm looking over like, fuck, it's kind of quiet in here. Yeah, people living in distances. I lived alone for a decade, 17 to 27, but I visit granny and uncle oftenly, of course. I also have the privilege of being European, renting, not being outrageous. Low-key, I had D&D and karaoke sessions in my house, and during the pandemic with my friends and cousins just to have someone around. Yeah. Some people were built. The pandemic really showed people. We're gonna walk and talk now because I finished eating, and one of the most dangerous things to do when you finish eating is just to sit around and be lazy. I technically could still walk outside. It's not really dark out. Give me a second. What was I gonna hit? You kind of built like a gorilla. No, it's not, liar. Wait, what? Oh. I was gonna press something. I got so distracted. Jesus Christ. Oh. I'll do that a little bit later. All right. Let me grab my shoes. It's not like dark. I actually probably can still go on my walk realistically. But then I'm gonna have the phone glitch out and be like, "You're on the Wi-Fi. Now you're not on the Wi-Fi. Why aren't you on the Wi-Fi? Get on the Wi-Fi, please." Also, I put that up. I appreciate the some level of independence that I've gained through doing this. In the same vein, I'm also like, Jesus tap dancing Christ. Why is this happening to me? It's supposed to get dark around, I think, 9. I could go actually on my walk, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I do fix computers. Windows preferably, though, because fuck Macs. Oh, this is going to be kind of annoying because I had to lock the door. Well, also, realistically, I don't probably need to walk, but it's not raining and health is important, so it might be a good thing to walk. But I'm also lazy, so you know, I'm fighting against the two sides of myself. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it now. So the audio, the stream's probably gonna glitch out when I walk out of the range of my Wi-Fi. Actually, I probably need to do that now. Let me see. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Yeah, it's not dark. Hold on. It's the sky is not bright, but it's not dark either. So if I'm gonna walk, I need to go ahead and do it now. Besides, it gets because I'll probably end the stream after we get back from the walk. But we'll just talk and walk as we're going. Besides, it creates a dynamic stream, one might say. And hopefully my lights are on by the time I get back. If they're not, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be real, I'm not a big fan of walking in my neighborhood sometimes. Yeah, I prefer Windows, although I've been slowly getting into Linux more to experiment as IT, which is probably the reason why I think in some ways YouTubing kind of falls in the same line of thought. IT is constantly changing and evolving. Computers, AI, technology, all that shit. So you kind of have to stay on your toes when it comes to new technology and whatnot. Oh yeah, my stomach is wilding right now, bro. But you have to constantly. It always stresses me out, and maybe it's because I come from a different time. But when people drive and they park their cars and they leave their windows open, that intrinsically stresses me out because in my mind, that it seems incredibly fucking stupid to leave your windows unlocked. Or leave your door unlocked or your windows down. I guess the idea is that you live in such a good neighborhood you don't have to worry about that stuff. And objectively, that's probably true. Here's my problem. I don't care. I don't care. It stresses me out to leave my shit just out in the open like that. But I also came from a time period in my life where like shit was always, you were always kind of turning your head on the swivel to be careful. Came the same big back stream. Ugh. You missed the eating part, Donnie. Now we're walking it off. We're out in nature. And I'm pointing the camera in a very specific way because if I don't do that, obviously, doxing. So we don't do that here. He's gotta be having a yard sale tomorrow. At least that's what it looks like to me. The dude has like a bunch of stuff out. But yeah, it's actually really windy. I thought it was gonna rain earlier and it didn't. I didn't miss it. I just skipped out. Oh, you're a villain. I see what this is. This is your villain origin story. You've been planning this for years, Donnie. I understand it now. Fun fact, I think next month we're coming up on the anniversary of the hurricane where I was out, where the entire city was just fucked up for like a week and a half. And fun fact, my neighborhood still has a lot of remnants of that time. Like, I'm actually walking by right now the land that used to be a house. I think I could probably show this and it'd be perfectly fine. Hold on. There used to be a house here. That shit is just gone. And they never actually finished rebuilding it. I think they're about to start building a house back on here now. But there was a house here and they're just fucking gone now. There's still houses here in this neighborhood that just got completely abandoned once the hurricane hit. Because I think the one thing people don't realize is that a lot of people who live in houses or bought mortgages weren't necessarily in a position of maintaining a mortgage or spending a decent amount of money for damages. The cold reality is most of these people who had damages to their houses were people who played the game of, I'm not gonna buy home insurance and we're just gonna hope we get lucky. And unfortunately, some of those people were not lucky. And in that unluckiness, the storm happened like in September of 2024. But within that unluckiness, that means you didn't have insurance. So if you wanted to fix the house, you had to do everything. You had to pay for everything. And then on top of paying for everything, you still had to do your traditional month-to-month payments. Like, I think the electric and water companies only really took off like slight discounts for the electricity and the internet being out, but like we were still paying bills fucking like within the next month or so. They did do some like stuff for a little while, mainly the electric company. They did it for like maybe like 2 or 3 months. I think it was all the way to the end of 2024. But once we hit January, all bets were off. Go get your money up. GG's. Yeah, exactly, Donnie. You had to pay out of pocket. So that was the struggle. And some houses just never got rebuilt, or like there's still a couple of houses I think I've seen in this neighborhood that are either still damaged, or if your insurance company was trash, because think about it, the entire city had a bunch of random tree and water and electrical damage. That was a lot of claims coming in. I think Cali had that same problem with the fires, and insurance companies, if they wanted to be a piece of shit or not, was the other part of the equation. Because if your insurance company was a piece of shit, guess what? That meant that either they dragged out the process to an unnecessary degree, or they just flat out refused to fix certain things. So now you just had to suffer. So it was a lot. I'm a little paranoid. Okay, I think we're good. So there's a couple houses in my neighborhood who have dogs. And I'm not a big fan of dogs. Let me be 100% honest with you guys. But if they're well trained or whatever, it's not like I hate their existence entirely. I just hate when people who can't control their pets have pets and then put their pets out in like public. Because that's really when you get shown how bad they are with pets. So the house that I'm passing right now is notoriously known, at least for me anyway, I won't say in general, but for me, I know them as the only owner of a dog who is not trained, and they have occasionally left outside, which has had me get chased at least. I've had at least 2 bad run-ins with that dog. I almost had a third one yesterday if it wasn't for the fact that I slowed down walking long enough for the owner to come out and be like, oh, and come and get the dog. I'm like, why is this dog even out in the first fucking place? It's almost like you're trying to be a problem. And maybe I have bad luck. Perfectly fine. Don't care. Not trying to get attacked by a dog. See, I can shrug off falling or busting my ass. If I get bit by a dog, I'm going immediately to the hospital to check for rabies. Because people say all this other dumb shit. Oh, there's no problem, there's no issue. My dog is so well trained. You fuckers don't know what the hell. Oh no. You fuckers don't know if your dog is well trained. Oh, and I'm walking by someone with their dog right now. I'm probably gonna go on the other side of the road. Yeah, definitely. I don't like playing dangerous games if I don't have to. I'm not a big fan of dogs. I don't care if you own them. I just think it's a lot of money financially, and it's not worth it. Respectfully. What is this can right here? Jesus. Good, how about you? Good. What's up, Liam? Welcome back. We're now in the walking part of the Big Back Stream. I might actually do this as like a gimmick, so I'm not just promoting, obesity and no form of weight loss. So like the first half of the stream is me eating, and then the second half is me walking it off, or walking some of it off. I won't say all of it. It's too late for me to do like a full-on, like 3 or 4 mile walk. Not saying I couldn't. I'm just not going to. My parents are sleeping. I'm on my headphones and they can't hear you or me. Oh, nice. This is why I don't take outside walks nowadays. I just go use my treadmill in the gym. That is safer. But I'm lazy sometimes and I don't go to the gym. I have my gym membership. I usually go in the gym nowadays on the weekends. It's just easier for me. But that doesn't mean I don't need to still put in work during the week. So this is my trade-off. I walk during the week and go to the gym on the weekends. The main issue with all this is just consistency, and also the cold reality that doing the work physically isn't even the bulk of the issue. The bulk of the issue is working out. It's funny because I gotta go to the doctor for an appointment. It's a follow-up, not that anything's wrong, well, any more wrong, but I gotta go do a checkup on next Friday, so we'll see if I'm fumbling the bag. I see another person's walking right now. Young woman. Be careful, fellas. Never get caught walking around a young woman. That you get caught up. Look at that. That's really. Hey. Okay. Keep it respectful. Keep it pushing. That's what we do out here. Another fucking dog. But they're behind the gate with their owner, and that's perfectly fine. Do I get a little nervous? Absolutely. Because you hear a dog barking. That don't mean that dog's in a position where he can't attack you or run towards you. What was your favorite part of school when you had it? Are you talking in terms of, oh, is electricity on in that house? Sorry, I'm walking by another house that was damaged a lot during the storm. And honestly, I thought people had just moved the fuck out of it. Especially because there's no blinds or anything. Hell, there's not even a car in the driveway. Did they just accidentally leave a light on? Probably. What's the favorite part of school when I had it? I don't know. School for me was never like a big thing. I would say I like study hall because I could sleep in study hall. But it depends if you're talking about high school, college, elementary, middle school. They all had different perks, and it also hinged on what kind of friends you had at that time. Like if you didn't have any friends in certain areas of school intrinsically was worse for you just off of that premise. The funny thing, this is still the easy part of the walk. The hard part is when I start walking back, because where I live is on the top of a relatively steep hill. So this is all like flat land. Why did that? What's wrong with that message? Show. Okay, cool. But yeah, this part of the walk is not bad. When I have to go back up that hill, they're gonna really hear me breathe. Be like, you getting enough oxygen? No, hell no. But we walking anyway. The one thing I do like about walking in the neighborhood is that I do essentially a 30-minute walk. So 15 minutes out and then going back. And the reason why is because then the other 15 minutes is me going home. So even if I hate the 15 minutes going towards it, going away from my house, the second 15 minutes is just me going back home. The walk I had to take no matter what anyway. I still got to take the walk regardless. So even if I don't like the walk, I can't avoid it. I got to take the walk if I want to go home. So unfortunately, when it comes to progressing as a human being, I'm 5'9". Progressing as a human being, the best way we unfortunately progress is by being put in shitty situations. We tend to do better. Now we're halfway there. We tend to do better when we're inconvenienced, which is why you never want to make life too easy for yourself. That's like the biggest fear when it comes to AI. Me, KG, Nessa, and Richie watched WALL-E last week, which if you've seen that movie, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Humans, convenience can allow us to do great things and to be a lot more productive, but can also allow us to be incredibly lazy. And when it comes to relationships, when it comes to building things, getting things done, we can become incredibly lazy. And WALL-E is essentially the result of reaching technological heights and newfound laziness to the point where, bitch, we don't even move out of our seats because we've gotten so smart that we've designed chairs that lift themselves. And wow, did he loop me? He absolutely looped me. That's hilarious. That's kind of crazy. Life is funny like that. I'm seeing the same guy with the dog from earlier. No. I want to answer that right now. But yeah, time is funny like that. Tyrone, I hate that Tyrone is calling me on the phone when I'm streaming. I'm literally streaming off this phone, so I can't pick up the phone call. I hate when he does this, bro. Absolutely trash. And see, Tyrone does that thing where he wants to talk. But I'm glad I had it at low volume. Sorry about that, Donnie. I thought it'd be my mom to interrupt me, not Tyrone. But you know, it is what it is. Let me text him real quick and just be like, hey, I'm streaming. Well, actually, I can't. Oh, he'll find out. He should see me on live streaming right now anyway. Jesus. Let me know if you can still see me, guys. It's getting pretty dark now. And some of this neighborhood still doesn't have. You can see. Good to see Lemon Lime, Liam. I don't know why I said Lemon Lime. That's crazy. Yep, now I'm about to get blown up a notification, guys. Sorry. Not really used to talking in public, as my false confidence would imply, but it's okay. People in my class call me Lemon because my name is Liam or Lime. Yeah, it's really easy to kind of transition into that name without really trying. It's kind of crazy in the grand scheme of things. It's kind of wild, actually. People attention spans are declining. Agreed. And unfortunately, it's because of how convenient things are. You know how easy it is to turn on an iPad and just pull up anything you want? And I do mean anything. most parents aren't raising their kids anymore. Most parents are pulling out iPads and tablets and Nintendo Switches and freaking Xboxes and PlayStations and just letting them get on the game, and that's how they learn about life, is through other people. That's why some people tell you they have friends that they relate to closer than their parents, and they live with their parents. And then there's another guy's name, Liam. So when people are calling both of us, they call us Starry or Sprite. That's crazy. Actually, that works because Tronic's nickname is Sprite. Well, his Discord name, I think, is Sprite. No, his gamer tag is Sprite. I'm sorry. I went through like 3 assumptions there. But it's all good. I want to get a Pixel 10. While I'm looking at my phone, I'm thinking about it. So to give context, I'm a big fan of the Google phones. I like the Pixel phones. I've enjoyed them since, I think the Pixel 3 was the first one I got. The 3 XL. Yeah, I think I got the 3. I got the 7, which is what I have now. And then obviously the next one I want to get is the 10. I've been really enjoying those phones. But I'm debating on myself whether or not I want to get a phone that's unlocked, or if I want to get a phone as a part of a plan. Now, of course, if you get one a part of a plan, it's kind of convenient because a plan phone is cheaper. It's cheaper mainly because you're essentially not paying for the phone outright. What you're paying for is you're just paying essentially to get stuck in a 3-year contract, which has its appeal. Yeah, it's definitely getting dark, yo. It was already like getting dark. It's just darker now. So now the street lights are on, and unfortunately, thanks to the storm, some of our street light poles don't have lights on them, or they don't have lights on them anymore. So there are chunks of this neighborhood that are just in straight darkness. And on top of the influx of houses that are vacant now, whether it's because of damage, abandonment, or selling, because there's been a decent number of people selling their homes. Yeah, this is the hill, y'all. So if I start breathing heavy, you know what's happening. I'm probably doing it now, actually. But sometimes this neighborhood feels really creepy and dark. The crazy thing that fucked me up last year is that the storm was in like late September. I think it bled from like September 20th to like October 5th. That general time frame. Well, of course, Halloween is a month later. But a month was not enough time to fix everything. A decent number of stuff was at least put in a workable condition. But man, some of the shit was really still fucked up. And guess what? Kids were still out trick-or-treating. I told myself this year I wanted to start giving out candy, since obviously when it comes to Halloween, you can only be a part of the tradition in really 2 ways. Either you trick-or-treat yourself, or you give out candy. And I want to say that when I get my own house, I was thinking about doing it before I even moved, but my mom is different, so that didn't happen. So when I got my own place, I would do it. And then of course, I got my own place. No, I'm 34. When I got my own place, shit popped up like mortgage and taxes and fucking all this other shit that's financially expected of me. And I just didn't get the time to do it. But I might do it this year. Get some basic decorations and give out candy. Because I think Halloween is a cool holiday that in some ways gets downplayed purely because Halloween gets downplayed because it's devil worship, or fucking what's the other thing? Devil worship, or candy's bad for you. Like you're not dealing with children. Children love candy. They love sweets. The fuck we talking about? Let a kid be a kid. Half of the reason why people are good people nowadays is because they were allowed to be innocent and stupid and immature as children. That innocence is what kind of keeps us together to a degree. It's like keeping the light in your soul, at least in my opinion. So let the kids keep it. So people better stop fucking with the holiday stuff. Imagine soon there's gonna be a freaking there's a couple of parents over here who really deck their shit out for Halloween. I imagine that's gonna happen again. There's a light in this house too, but I don't think anyone's home. I didn't see any cars. Are they actually in the house? Or are people just accidentally leaving lights on? I will say though, this neighborhood ain't that bad, because honestly, a lot of people could have and probably would have gotten robbed, because people could have easily came over here and taken advantage of a situation, but they didn't. So I at least picked a good place to move off of crime rate alone. Sorry for guys if I'm not reading the comments. I kind of got distracted. I'm trying to focus on what's in front of me. You never want to be looking at your phone when it's dark. That's just asking for trouble. Okay, there was a game Aiden in a real Power Ranger costume. Nobody was wearing a costume, and all the girls were in love with him. Man, it must have been nice to be the pretty boy. Well, time for me to head out. See ya later, Donnie. We're gonna end the stream anyway once I get back to the house, which is like not too far away. I could run it, but that means the last chunk of this is gonna be really, really shaky. Although it's getting pretty dark anyway, so you guys can barely see me as it is. But we can run the last ones and I'll see how well I can hold the camera while running. I appreciate the dedication, Liam. I respect it. We grind it out. God, that light is bright. You think we should run the last chunk of this? It's not like I can. My stamina's ass though. I'm gonna be real with you. That's like the worst part. And then trying to do this while holding a camera is really fucking stupid. But we could try it. Yeah, this is the street light. That's why you can see me now. Whew. I'm also wearing Crocs. The ultimate speed shoe. We're gonna pass a white truck and then we're gonna sprint it and see how it goes. And the truck is here. Okay. Hey, how are you? Okay. Okay. Yeah, my stomach's ass. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh. All right. We're done. I gotta get better at running. I gotta get better at running. But in all seriousness though, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Tomorrow's Coliseum. Hope you enjoyed another rendition of Bit Back Streams and then Manic Walkouts. With that being said, I'm at my crib. Watch the game. Let it win. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. Oh.